Loves, it's Sonia G. This is the Moon Babes Monday Night Live, and we're on fucking fire with all the things that we need to talk about tonight. Happy moment of crazy on planet Earth. Let's pin a comment. Let's talk about the things, and we're gonna do this. I opened up the comment situation right before coming on, and a couple of good questions came on. But if you guys have questions, type them up. I'll do my best to answer questions today. So let's all take a breath real quick. Okay, do this with me. Don't close your eyes if you're doing something where you can't close your eyes, but rub your palms together, take a deep breath in, and if you can, close your eyes. And then put your hands on your heart, hold your breath, hold it, don't exhale. Feel your heartbeat, allow your energy to go inwards, tune into your heart. And then when you exhale, let all of your thoughts go. Let's do it again. Inhale in your heart, hold the breath, hold it, hold it, hold it. Feel your heartbeat, feel your blood pumping inside of you. Feel the aliveness in your energy. Hold the breath until you can hold it, and then exhale. Set an intention for this live tonight, today, whenever you watch it, anytime, quantum time. Set an intention for any clarity that you would like to receive through any of the words that are spoken tonight. Set an intention that this will activate the knowledge in you that's meant to be activated, that you will receive the answers between the lines, that we can speak in codes as clearly as possible with all the things happening on the social medias. But set this intention very strong and decide to shift during our time together. Decide to shift whatever it is that needs to shift in your life. Call in the fucking miracles because it's time. Amen. So it is. Open your eyes when you're ready. Whew. We got to start showing up on this next level. So here's the thing. When you breathe and you hold your breath and you feel your heart, you get to be in touch with a part of you that's alive that a lot of people forget about, okay? So we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the actual blood pumping through your veins, how that's relevant to the fucking virus situation on our planet, and the things that you need to know about it. And of course, how it ties into the things that I'm teaching in the latest course, which is called Sovereign Queen, which is about the bloodlines and the blood coding. And why would I be teaching this course during this time and this moment on history on planet Earth? Yes, welcome, loves. I'm feeling the love. I'm feeling the love. This is a power-packed moment. So, first of all, let's start with the virus. Oh, I think I have do I have red lipstick on my teeth? Let me just clean that up with you live because this is a thing. Okay, let's talk about this virus situation. So I get asked a lot, is the virus real? Yes, the virus is fucking real. It's a thing. Did the virus just get created by Mother Earth? No. Was the virus something that was created by the people for the extermination of specific people on planet Earth? Yes. Is the virus about killing the people on planet Earth? Yes. That's what it's about, okay? Does the virus exist? Yes. What does it target? This is where your understanding of your bloodline and the understanding of the shit that's running in your vein and the emotions that run in your veins makes all the difference. Why are there people getting it? Why are there people not getting it? Why are there people that say it doesn't exist and they still get it? Why are there people that don't give a shit about it and never get it? Okay, how does this happen? It's literally all running in your veins and in your DNA. And that's why, okay? It's the coding inside of you. So if you look at any of the statistics that are published, however, are hidden, okay? So not the numbers that you see in the news, but the actual hospital numbers, the ones that are given by the frontline doctors, the people speaking up about this shit that generally get in trouble, okay? And you start to look at the things, you will see that the people less likely to ever catch this thing, to ever have any complications with it, the people that heal from it the fastest are the people that have O negative blood, okay? Now, I'm gonna give you the quick and dirty on the bloodlines. There are 8 kinds of bloodlines. There are 4 groups and 4 RH factors. Your group can be O, A, B, or AB. That's it. That's your group, okay? Then on the other side, you can be positive or negative. This is the RH factor. You match Earth history is a plus. You don't match Earth history, you have alien blood, it's a minus, okay? That's what it is. So if you do plus or minus on each one of them, you get that we have 8 bloodlines, okay? This is obviously a more complex conversation. But here's the thing. The people that have the 0, the O, and then the negative, okay, those are less likely to have any issues of any sorts with this. Now, this is also the bloodline that runs in the blue bloods and in the people that are in England, in the royal bloodlines. These are the people that don't breed with anybody else besides within their bloodline. These are the people that do the whole incest, you know, right? And like marrying between the family to keep the blood pure, right? They don't mingle with the commoners and the people. This is the O negative blood. Also, the blood of every president in the United States has been O negative blood. Why? Go and look, just Google discovery, whatever, science things, okay? So O negative blood has 0 antigens. Well, the O blood in general. So the O blood has 0 antigens. What are antigens? Antigens are proteins that fight infections. They fight anything that actually would show up that doesn't feel like it's part of the environment inside of the blood. You realize that the blood is where your immune system is, right? Like that's where all the coding is. So listen, follow this train of thought, okay? This is very important to understand. Both A bloods, whether it's positive or negative, and B bloods, and AB bloods, obviously. AB, you have a trait. If you are AB, you have traits of both A and Bs, okay? So both. The only one that's really different is the O, okay? A lot of people are O positive, and then a lot of people, there's a few people that are O negative, just not as many. So the O's have 0 antigens, which means they have no protein fighting things, okay? So if you go and look, if you compared, I don't know, the blood types to like, let's just take this. I'm like, how do I show you? So if this is the blood cell, okay? Antigens make it busy like this. A, B, and AB have shit on the cells, like they have antigens. O is like this. There's nothing on it. There's no fight, okay? So the O negative bloodlines, because they have no fight in them, I love you guys. These are the people that are most likely to get psychic attacks. They're most likely to be the channelers. They're most likely to be the people that get not just like conversations with the beings, right, that come and teach them, but they actually get like taken over by the beings. Now, do you see how that's a thing and that's important when it comes to being royal family, when it comes to the fact that every president in the United States they're all taken over, right? Do you see what I mean? So it's like, it's a bloodline that's easy to hack from people and entities that are not of this planet that want to enter inside of a human being and drive the energies of the planet. There is no fight. There is no antigens. It's really easy to go in, okay? At the same time, because there's no antigens, there is nothing, okay, that the virus can latch onto. It just doesn't, because the blood is smooth. There's no antigens, okay? While if you have antigens and the virus goes in, it actually has something to work through, okay? This is one of the things that a lot of people don't understand, that it has to do just straight up with the blood, okay? The virus has to latch on to a thing. Now, antigens have a fight in them. I mean, clearly, do you see how this is very fucking convenient? That this is something that's created by people inside a lab, and it specifically targets bloodlines that are not the ones that are at the top of this, creation of planet Earth, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about, of the food chain, right? So it's very interesting to be like, oh, okay, so there is a target. And now when you go and look, right, at who also is targeted, who is it killing? It's killing the people that are overweight. It's killing the people that are obese. It's killing the people that have issues already, that are not healthy, right? There's a lot of that kind of stuff. Well, guess who else wanted to fucking do that? That's called Hitler. There were a lot of people through history that wanted to wipe out all of the people that were not like purebred, that were not, whose blood wasn't really strong, right? That were not carrying dominant genes. Also, O negative, when you have O negative blood, you have all the way dominant genes. This is something that you have to look. If you're inside of Sovereign Queen, we're going to get into this stuff to understand what it means and what traits come in and what programming from the family versus what programming that's non-family stuff comes in. And you guys that are not planning on jumping in, you can research this, but this is important fucking shit to understand right now because it's literally inside your blood. Okay. So number one is the basic coding in your blood, which is what you were born with, which is what's running in your vein. Number two is what is happening inside of your DNA, okay? Did you give yourself diabetes from eating too much fucking sugar? Have you not been eating well? Therefore, your body is run down and tired and worn out and your immune system is not working, okay? Those are the things that are being targeted, okay? And how is it that your body doesn't do well? When is it that the body is in dis-ease? When you are dysfunctional, when we are not paying attention, when we aren't taking care of the body. Oh, I don't know, when we're drinking water with fluoride and fucking arsenic and lead. We just tested our water. There's arsenic and lead inside of our water, inside of the water from our sink. It's ridiculous, in such high amounts that it's insane. We have to get water from another city. Anyways, so all of these things, right, in our world that are very affordable and very much here, have the white rolls. Here, have the GMO foods. Here, have all of this shit. This is all stuff that poisons the body, okay? When you put a poison inside of your body has to deal with that. Well, guess what? The poisons, the gross foods, right? It makes your body dense. Are you with me? Dense, heavy. What's another word for density that we attach all the time? 3 fucking D. Okay. So the heavier your body is, you're retaining. You're not fucking light. There's density. There's grossness. Your body has mass. Okay. So that's staying in there. Then all of a sudden you start to get oh, betrayal, oh, abuse, oh, all of these stories, all of these things, all of these patterns inside of our blood, inside of our things. But I was raised this way, but this is how I learned, but my ex did this, and now society this, and then I never learned this, and I can't make money because of this. These are all dense. It doesn't feel fucking light. It feels like a bunch of shit that just knocks you down, right? It's a bunch of things that just ooh, you're not good enough and you got that wrong. And you never da-da-da-da-da, right? Silenzio Bruno. If you guys watch that show, you know what I'm talking about. Which is really funny because my Luca, which is a Disney movie, super good. My mentor Gary would call that part of the brain the Wilbur. So in in the latest Disney, they called it Bruno. But it's all of the things that we carry inside, okay, that weigh us down emotionally, physically, mentally. Do you remember a little while ago we were saying we can't We can't hide. Energy doesn't lie. Whatever it is that's inside of you, okay, matches your outside, period, the fucking end. There is no filter for your energy in terms of what you manifest on the outside. So if you're holding resentment, if you're constantly stressed out, if you have a bunch of fucking judgments against people, right? And then you have all of this unresolved traumas from your family, from growing up, from abuse, from like fucking curses in your bloodline. There's a lot of shit. Like we're all dealing with a lot of shit. We all had a fuck ton of trauma. We all have fucked up lives. I'm sorry, but if you're on planet Earth and it's 2021, there is some shit that's fucked up in your life at some point. It happened to everyone, okay? We all had like traumas. Why did we have traumas? Because we had to wake the fuck up. Except some people continue to take, and they just kind of go like this, right? And some of us are like, fuck this shit, I'm coming out, right? Like I am out. This is not fucking okay, and I'm doing something about it. And it requires fire and courage and fierceness, and you have to go after it. And it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. It's like unearthing, like an unusual amount of energy from inside of you, right? To power this change inside of yourself. And it's so easy to get lazy on it and not do it. Because fuck, Netflix and chill. Just look at the sun and everything is going to be okay, and get your light codes, right? That's not how you're going to change your coding, just so you guys know. Like you can stare at the sun all day, every day, and it's very peaceful and it's a very good meditation, but that's not going to get you to heal the traumas inside of your fucking cells, inside of your DNA, and inside of what's running in your blood. That's not gonna change it. Staring at the sun ain't healing your fucking curses, right? Just like the aliens ain't coming down in ships to rescue the people for the rapture. Like, we have cleared this stuff up. We understand that we are responsible for ourselves, okay? We are responsible for ourselves. Stop looking for an escape. You are responsible for yourself. Right? There's like all of the things that are going around saying like nobody's coming to save you. And that's the thing. You're the only one that can save yourself. So then the people, how do you manifest things, right? How is it that people are, somebody asked me, well, what about this truth or person? I think it was Magenta Pixie, which I have heard of her, but I've never actually like tuned into her channel. The question was like, what about this person? She said that the virus wasn't real and now she's in the hospital. So that's like a big deal because what the fuck? Okay. So, is she healthy? Is she one of the people that's like, I mean, I don't know. All the love. I think she's doing great work. If she's got like a huge following, and like, I think everybody's trying to do the best that they can. But why would that happen? Right? Is she healthy? What kind of blood is she? Is she still holding on to traumas? Is she not? Right? There's like a lot of fucking things. Is she meant to transmute the virus? Is she meant to actually like have the thing to transmute the thing to figure out the solution of the things? Is she meant to actually have, like, is this part of the purpose? Like, the point is, right? I mean, the fact that she said the thing doesn't exist, but then it actually does, like, you know, sometimes when we're not in alignment, our universe will always manifest the conditions for us to get in fucking alignment. So being in denial of what's happening in the world, like saying that we have a president that's fucking smart, right? And pretending like everything is going to be okay, like that's not the vibe. Being in denial is not in the vibe. Clearly there's a shit show on planet Earth. Right? Let's take responsibility. We've all fucking manifested this shit show. We've all allowed it to happen because we've always known the elections were rigged. We've always known that politics was all about the globalist community. We have always known this shit. But we were never caring enough to do something about it because we just wanted to fucking work our 9 to 5 and go on vacation and get the fucking healthcare, right? And go on dates and, you know, do the latest and greatest trendy shit. And I'm saying we as a general fucking population of planet Earth. I mean, why else would these conditions manifest? As a collective, we have allowed it to go here. which is why some of us incarnated and said, hey, I'm gonna wake up inside of this fucking body right there. I'm gonna pick that one right there with that coding so that I can take on all of these experiences that are gonna trigger the shit out of me. And I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna do my best to fucking wake up within myself, remember who I am, merge all the layers of myself, bring in all of the knowledge across time and space that I've known before that I'll forget as soon as I'm born on earth. And I'm gonna bring it here and I'm gonna show humanity how to do this thing because they are forgetting. They are too deep into this shit, right? So some of us have this inside of us. It's like, oh, you have to wake up inside of yourself. It's like this fire is just coming on. Like it or not, here we go, right? Like it's kind of that thing. And if you don't listen to it, it's like you go crazy. This is like when people say, oh, they lost their mind and they went schizophrenic. No, all the parts of themselves started talking to them and they didn't have the nervous system to fucking reconcile that. So it feels like they lost their minds because they didn't know how to articulate it. If you listen to some of the people right now online and they are talking energy, they sound like crazy. They do sound crazy because they don't have the words to interface with the 3D physical reality because they're all up here and none of the things that they say make sense. We have to be able to translate, right? Up until we're out there and we're looking like, like crazy towns and the people that are doing the channelings and the channelings and they're like, right? Like, oh, whatever the fuck they're doing. Is that a point for us? Is that a point for the people that are like awakening in higher consciousness? Like, don't do that. Don't channel entities that are going to make you like go crazy inside of your body and have seizures. That's probably not in alignment. Let's like represent on a higher level. Let's get a hold of who the fuck we are and like actually be able to hold this energy so that we can show people, hey, look, there's a better way of doing this. We're on the front lines of a new generation, of a new frequency, bandwidth that's appearing on Earth. And we don't have to deal with the tyranny anymore because we came to create this. And we are people that are functioning on higher levels of reality. We have the fucking money. We have the fucking emotional stability. We have the energetic understanding. We have our fucking shit together and we know what we're talking about. So it's a full spectrum thing until you get there and you're like the fucking person on the corner that hasn't showered and stinks and your hair is matted and you're talking like loony bins. Even though you're telling the truth, nobody's gonna fucking listen to your cause, right? And you're just gonna fuel the shit that the government is putting out there, making everybody talking about New Earth look crazy. Let's not fucking do that, right? Get your shit together. How do you wanna appear? How do you wanna show up on this planet? How do you wanna show up on this planet? Right? And I get that you don't wanna show up in a suit like corporate America and whatever the fuck not. But like, remember honor, remember decency, and also remember what the fuck this planet is about. Do you think they're gonna listen to you if you're just like spewing vengeance and things of that nature, right? And you look like you can't even hold your life together? No, nobody's gonna listen to you. Well, here's the thing, you guys. We need people listening to us. So get your shit together. Get your healing on for yourself so that then you can teach the other people. It's important. There's not very many of us that understand on this level. There's not very many of us that can do what we do. We have a fucking responsibility, and I know that you feel it, right? So like, we have to do this thing. Okay, so there's a virus, there's a million fucking variants, and there are people like me who's never had to deal with any of it, any of it, right? Because it's not in my alignment. It's not in my alignment. Yeah, I've had to deal with shedding, and I understand what it feels like, and it's around me, and I have people around me that have received the vax and like all of that. So we do what's required, right? We constantly do what's required. You learn how to manage your energy. You learn how to detox it. You learn how to deal with your emotional, physical, mental state, and you get better and you reach higher because higher is always fucking available, but we came to create it. We came to do it. And I know this because I'm on the front lines, and a lot of people are like, how in the fuck do we do this? I don't know, but I'm gonna figure it the fuck out if it takes me like 2 days of just being and understanding this stuff. I will do whatever it takes to figure it the fuck out because I know this is my mission, right? And so when you feel strong about something, I hope that you have that same courage. For a long time, I had, when I was shifting and I was choosing to step into this, like this role as like a way shower, if that's what you want to call it, right? Like as a thought leader, as somebody that was going to fucking revolutionize the world and the way that we do this. Man, I was scared shitless. I was bankrupt, not bankrupt because I never filed. I was in debt. I was going through a divorce. I had lost fucking everything, okay? And I was living in a house, which was a mansion because my manifesting powers, even though I was broke, were on. And I remember, and I was the person in this mansion that made everybody like healthy meals, okay? And that was my job, and I did that for trade to live where I was living, which is an amazing, amazing place, and I fucking loved it. Well, it wasn't something that I enjoyed waking up to make green smoothies for everybody, right? I had to do what I had to fucking do. And a lot of people need to like learn that lesson. Like you will always be required to do things that maybe you don't like to do, right? Like we all are required to do things that we don't necessarily enjoy to do, but we're required to do them so that we can get to these other things. Well, if you keep resisting the shit that you don't like to do, you're never gonna get to the shit that you want to do. It just doesn't work like that. Like if you don't fucking go to the gym because you don't wanna take the time to go to the gym, you're probably not gonna get the bodybuilder body. I'm just fucking saying. Do you know what I mean? Like if you want to quit like feeling the side effects of coffee and the come down from coffee or the come down from whatever the fuck drugs that you may be on, if you don't stop taking it, like that cycle's never going to fucking break, right? So there's a part that's required to get to where you're going. Well, in my case, that was it. And I had this water bottle that ended up like going bad. But I remember I was like, fuck, I don't know how the hell I'm going to do this part of life, right? But on one side, I put a sticker on it and it said courage. And on the other one, it said love. And all I kept saying to myself every day, my mind was going crazy, my emotions was going crazy, my ex was blowing up my phone. Nothing was fucking right. And I was like, God, it's love and courage. It's love and courage. Every day, love and courage, love and courage. That was my mantra. Like I was going to go and do whatever the fuck it took. And I did. Right? And I did. And I could have had a million excuses, but I didn't, right? It's a choice. And so it doesn't mean it has to be hard. It means that you just have to make a decision that you're going to do whatever it takes to figure it out. There's a lot of people right now that are getting overwhelmed. Look, life isn't going to get any fucking simpler. Okay. So by resisting it and by saying, I'm not going to look at it and this is complicated. Ooh, maybe it's better if I say it doesn't exist. That's like the people in 3D that say that the conspiracies don't exist. Fucking look at it. We have to be able to reconcile this opposition. We have to be able to hold it, right? We have to be able to say, okay, so this is your play, motherfuckers. This is what my play is, right? And in a sense, yes, you can understand that it's all in love, but figure out how to have some courage. There's a lot of people that talk about like this neutrality and this divine neutrality and stuff. I don't know what the fuck they're holding for on the planet. I understand that we don't want to hate on the people. We don't need to hate and we don't need to judge, but I can also tell you that it's very fucking shitty and not okay by any standard of my soul what's happening on the planet. Fuck neutrality. I have an opinion. I have a fucking opinion, and that opinion drives me, okay? If you get too neutral and you're just like, hey, I'm fucking Switzerland, it doesn't matter. I'm just here to like, make it work and coast by and I'll figure it out and I'm just here being little. That's probably not the fucking job you came to Earth for. It's probably not, right? Like, does it feel right? Does it feel right to play small? Does it feel right to be like, oh, but I'm so neutral? Like, have some balls. And I'm not saying do it in spite, do it in fear, do it in hate. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying do it with love and fucking courage because you're standing up for a world that's otherwise going down in like in flames. It's going down fucking hard. And there's a lot of people that don't get it. There's a lot of people that are like, whatever, just get me, my medication and just get me my TV shows. And let's talk about all the frivolous, superfluous things that don't fucking matter and don't fill my soul. And my soul is just going to continue to die while I figure out how to survive and pay my bills. That's not the life we came for. You came for better. I came for fucking better. We all came for better. Okay? So when we talk about timelines and we talk about the higher timelines, well, yeah, they're fucking available. Do you want to do the work for it? Or do you want to believe somebody that tells you that you have to lose everything? Who the fuck are these people going around telling people that they have to lose everything? That's fucking bullshit. That is bullshit. Even when I lost my marriage, I lost my job, and I lost my house all in one fucking month, and I was in debt. And guess fucking what? I manifested living in a mansion. Did I have to lose it all? Fuck no. No, I am not available for that. I will always go for bigger. I will always stretch myself. I will always do what's required. Yeah, it would have been easy to be like, poor me. Oh, I can probably go hang out, like on a girlfriend's couch. I could have crashed at so many of my friends' couches. Is that what I fucking want to do? Or do I want to have the courage and balls to like rebuild the life, right? And do whatever the hell it takes and be reborn. That's the kind of person that we need to be. And this is like almost happening like every day or every month now. You have to be the courage to be the person that's needed to be. There is no reason to fall. There is no reason to lose things. It gets to keep getting better and better and better. Stop listening to the people that are trying to break you. The people that are trying to say all of this bullshit and fear and doom and oh my God, the world is going down and I was right and the world is now down. And I told you all these conspiracies and now I was right and they came true. Well, fuck you. Why don't you do something about doing that? Like, why don't you, instead of holding them to be true just to be right, like, fuck off. Do something to change it. Do something to say, hey, this is happening, so this is what we're fucking doing because we don't want this shit to happen. Like, try to not want to be right if you're going to share that shit. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, let's hold the vibe for where we want to go in this world. Let's quit envisioning the fucking end of doom and gloom until people have the courage to envision something better and to hold a higher timeline. It's not going to fucking happen. It, like, in my life right now, it's up to me to continue to create. In my case, to continue to create wealth, to continue to create health, to continue to create love, to continue to create opportunity for all the people that are like wanting to jump in on the things that I offer and the things that I am about. It's up to me. Any day I could be like, oh, this world is getting so hard. Let's just bitch about it, right? What the fuck is that gonna do? Any day I could get lost in dealing in family dramas or friends dramas or what the fuck ever. But instead of doing that, I'm gonna actually deal with it. I'm gonna show up every day. I'm gonna like feel my energetic spiritual abs and like grow some fucking willpower inside my solar plexus, and I'm gonna take shit on, and I'm gonna blow up my heart even bigger, and I'm gonna be able to see through all that stuff. And I suggest you do the fucking same, because otherwise this world's not gonna make sense very soon. If you can't see it through the higher eyes, right? And if you don't take the chance to rise up now, to actually set yourself up. Like, this is the thing. People think that it's always like, oh, this too shall pass. No, seize the fucking diem, like carpe diem, right? Seize the moment. This is a moment that you can make a difference for yourself. This is a moment where you can get ahead. This is a moment where you can figure out how to manage your energy. This is a moment where you can get on investments of things because everything is crashing. Guess what? What goes down comes back up. Right? Like, there are places where you can invest money. There are smart moves that you can make on how you manage your house, on how you manage things, right? There's some smart fucking moves that you can make. Like, the people that keep doing better and better and better on the planet are the people that see through the long term. You have to be able to see through the long term. But if you're so cooped up in your everyday problems and like you can't like get out because you don't know how to energetically clear your space, clear the fucking Wi-Fi, manage your psychic channels, don't get psychic attacks. You don't know how to push your frequency out. You're constantly intaking frequency. And when you do that, you get worn out. You get so worn out. You go out in public, right? And like, it's like you're taking on the world. So do you see what I'm saying? You have to learn how to do these things. So what do? You have to go look at yourself. You have to go look at your history. You have to go look at your blood. You have to change the things that you have to change. You have to recode your belief systems. You have to be willing to believe in something better. If you don't fucking believe in it, it ain't happening. And if it's not happening for you right now, is because you haven't figured out how to hold a belief inside of your body with your whole entire system. And that's probably because something in you is self-sabotaging, because it's part of what's in your blood and it's part of what's in your traumas, which is retained in your muscles, and it's part of your genetic coding. Well, guess what? It's called epigenetics. We can rewrite it. Okay, we can rewrite all of those things. We can activate higher levels of ourselves. You just have to have the balls to fucking do it, which means that you have to spend time, hire someone to help you through it, right? Like, it's just is what it is. There's a lot of people that try and do this shit on their own, and then they get lost in the astral planes. And I would know because they end up coming to me and they're like, what the fuck? Well, I tried, but it didn't work. And then da 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 da, right? So get someone to help you. In my case, my mentor was Gary Acevedo, who I went through my processes of a lot of self-development like almost 14 years ago now. It's a long fucking time. He gave me the baseline, and he's not a mentor for everybody. He's a different cat, but he taught me a lot of very basic kind of things that have allowed me to then understand all of the things that I teach you right now and have a grip on how to do this work that we do and support it and hold the energy. And so now I've added all of my gifts to all of that, and I get to teach you guys these things. So it's a fucking really cool opportunity that you don't have to figure it out on your own when you're jumping into my courses. And if that's in alignment with you, fuck, I'd love to have you. This course coming up, it's like such a powerful course. This meditation that I just released yesterday is insane. It's like a shamanic journey in the cosmos and through all the layers of your existence in 8 minutes in a multi-sensory experience that's literally on your phone. It's fucking amazing. And it's very visceral. Changes your life in 8 minutes. That's just the meditation. We have 6 live meetings and modules. And on Wednesdays, this Wednesday, I'm going to teach everybody how to run your psychic channels. Do you guys know that you have intuitive channels all around your head? Do you know that you have healing channels all around your fucking body? And if you don't take care of them, you also have transitional channels that allow you to switch from experience to experience to experience. You know when people are like, oh my God, I had a divorce 10 years ago and my life is still shitty, right? Those people, their transitional channels are closed. They're clogged. They don't know how to transition from one thing to another. Well, guess what? Those are energetic channels and we can regulate them, right? Then there's people that are like, oh, I just got divorced fucking yesterday and I'm great, right? That's like this kind of channel. I mean, I don't know that anybody really feels that way, but I'm just saying the people that go through things faster, their transitional channels are wide open. The energy can move through, right? So the ability to actually navigate the world based on your energy is huge. It's very important right now. Understanding the coding inside of you, understanding the stories inside of your blood and how to move through them, through the scars, through the fears, through the wounds, through like the deep-seated like things that are going on inside. Yeah, that's a big deal right now, right? You can see how that's valuable. So these are the things that we're doing. Oh my gosh, it starts Wednesday and Thursday. And it is on this level. Like, I'm not gonna fucking bullshit you. You know, it's not a fluffy course, right? You're in it, your life will be transformed. This is the Phoenix Rises. Like, we're gonna go deep and we're gonna go all the way back up. Like, it's like that. Because it has to be done. This is generational fucking entanglements of our bloodlines on Earth. And for some of us, it's also like galactic stuff and it's fucking coming up. And if we clear that, There ain't no fucking virus that's gonna match your thing, because there is no frequency for the virus to latch onto. If there is nothing for the virus to latch onto, you are healthy. That thing will not vibrationally match. If you vibrate here and the virus is here, you ain't fucking getting it. Some people are super healthy, but they're super in fear and they're super in judgment and they're super fucking whatever the hell, jealous, envious of other people's lives. They're gonna fucking get that shit. That's how it works, right? Because you're vibrating low. You may look fabulous, but on the inside, how are you vibrating, right? And so it's our vibration. It's everything that we are that gets us to frequency match a thing. This is why some people are a match for diseases. This is why some people are a match for love. This is why some people are a match for abuse. This is why some people keep manifesting over and over the same circumstances, the same lack, the same betrayal, the same abandonment, the same non-support, right? All of these things, because you're a match for it. So if you want to stop the cycles, you're going to have to break it and you're going to have to clean it and clear it and understand it and dive into it, scrub it out and recode. But it requires effort. It requires fucking courage. So this course is not one. It's not a light, fluffy, feel good and rest course. That's not what it is. This is one that will change your life if you're willing to actually like do the work and go in. This is probably like the biggest do the motherfucking work course ever, because this is definitely, there will be tears because we're going to be processing through massive amounts of stuff that's in our blood. So it's pretty fucking amazing what we're able to do. Okay, so, wanted to connect with you for a very long time. Yes. Well, let me know, Tara White. I would love to connect with you. I'm glad that you are here. And I don't know if that means that you're like jumping into the course, but anybody that's jumping in, if you have questions, let me know. Yes, grow some willpower in my solar plexus. Claim, Alicia, please do. Yes. Okay, I'm seeing if you guys have any questions. I am no effing quitter. You're right. Ocean loving Phoenix. I love that. Yes, I'm so glad that you are feeling the power. Don't we plan our lives out before we get here? No. Our lives are planned to a certain extent. So there's triggers, right? There are certain like fail safes where it's like, hey, if you don't go according to your plan, right, divine plan, then this will happen to trigger you. Like if you don't pay attention and if you don't learn how to do this, then this will happen and this will happen. Lives are not planned according to how most people think. They are planned by you reaching a particular level of vibration so that you can actually like wake up inside of yourselves to integrate more knowledge and more information. So it's not about how it happens, which is why a lot of people get confused and they say the how doesn't matter. Because realistically, you can learn how to heal a heartbreak, for example, by having a bad breakup or by losing a child, right? Like there are lessons that can be taught. It just depends on the level of vibration that you have to hit in order for you to look at the thing that like you didn't want to look at. Does that make sense? Like some people are faced with those things because they're not learning in the positive. But if you choose to learn in the positive and you're on trajectory, you don't need to have the loss of a child, the loss of a job, the loss of like a bad breakup, whatever it is. A lot of times like people learn through losses is the reason why I'm saying that. And so then it's like those losses end up becoming blessings. Well, the blessings are because you were always meant to be on track. But were the losses necessary? No, probably if we had done our part over here, right? Like I look at the bad shit that happens in my life and I'm like, fuck, that was probably very unnecessary had I just taken the time to listen to my higher self and align over here. I didn't have to deal with all of that, right? But I did because I wasn't paying super attention and growing out of positive. And because we're in human bodies, that's kind of seems to be the thing. We forget, right? Like we forget. Like I'm right here with you. I'm inside of a human body. I'm just saying, like, now I've learned. So I have like sticky notes, reminders, fucking reminders on my phone. I set myself up for success. I know that I forget, right? Because we're inside a human body having a human experience. And so like I set myself up for success. Like there are certain things that I know I have to do. And if I don't do them, like shit doesn't work in the positive. It ends up going in the negative. And then I realize that this is a thing that happens for everyone. So yeah, I just don't like to be in the negative. So I do everything in my power to be in the positive because I enjoy that a whole lot more. But when it comes to our lives, right, there are people that you're like, we plan to meet. So there's things that we plan to do because we're a soul group, we're a soul family. So it's like, hey, I was the one that said, I will take the job of like yelling at, over social media to awaken people. I was probably that person. Do you see what I mean? But like in our relationship, for example, how many times do you meet like a soulmate that triggers you, that has a purpose? Like they come into your life and then they leave. Like there's all sorts of people, right? Like multiple soulmates, like there's all sorts of relationships that make sense. Friends that show up at the perfect time, divine timing, right? Because we were meant to remember, we were meant to get triggered, we were meant to be on a specific path. All the things happen according to the path that we need to be on. It's not like you have to meet a person, otherwise you're off path. That's not ever the case. You may not meet certain people that you could potentially meet unless you actually resonate over here, because otherwise the path will take you over here, because there's constantly, every day it's a choice. Every day, not a choice, a million choices in a day, right? And small choices take you in potential futures, basically potential timelines. So every day you can be staying in a, you can be fluctuating between different timelines. So it's kind of like that. So they're not all planned out at all. This is why this is free will. We are in a universe of free will. So besides some things, right, that are like fail safes that we have to get through, besides that, like everything is based on free will. So there's a lot of people that also override their own free will, and they override their divine plan because their willpower and like their ego, because there's a thing with ego and willpower, which is a reason why people get scared of it. And they're like, oh, that's the ego. It's so strong. The ego is great if you like tame it, right? Like you can work with your ego. Your ego can work for you. Make everything in life, including your ego, work for you. You don't work for the ego. The ego works for you, okay? So it's kind of like that. But like if you actually develop willpower to the point that you can override your highest timeline. So you can actually, because this is free will zone. So a lot of people, I've actually heard this a lot lately, like a lot of people that are coming into their power, they're like, fuck, I'm scared. I don't want to repeat Atlantis all over again. I feel all this power inside of me and I don't know how to manage it. And this is a big thing. We are learning how to do this. This is why Sovereign Queen, this is why it's one of the things. A lot of people feel the power in them, and we know like inside, that like we kind of blew up Atlantis in a lot of different ways. And so like, let's not fucking do that again. So let's learn how to manage this power in a way that it can be housed inside the body. Like, let's not blow up our bodies, right? Let's not go schizo. Like, let's not do any of these things, and let's not develop any kind of conditions, because the power is coming in. We just have to learn how to manage it. Okay. But when people mismanage it, that's the stuff that happens. And so you override your free will, which is historically why people started playing small, because they're like, oh, if I'm just over here, right, then I'm not, going big. And then there's no way that I'm going to overwrite, the highest will. But then you end up being a victim of your own smallness all the time. And you end up learning in like, lessons instead of blessings. Nobody wants to learn from lessons. We all would like to learn from blessings. Start calling that forward in your life, because that's like a real thing. Okay, cool. You're on fire tonight, Sonia. Thank you. There's been a lot of fire. It's just a season of courage right now. And if you don't show up, if you don't keep showing up, it feels like this. So like every day it's like, let's go. Let's do this. And that becomes like a status. That becomes like, in Kundalini, when we do really hard poses, right? Like the yogis say, just, you're like in all of these like intertwining things that like, you're like, what the fuck? And I'm holding what mudra, and it's like, just relax into the pose, right? Like just get comfortable, relax into the pose. And the pose is really fucking hard, right? But you're just gonna relax into it. When that actually clicks in your mind, when you're able to relax inside of a hard pose, knowing that that's gonna be a hard fucking thing to do, but you're relaxed inside of the hardness, that's magic. That's fucking magic. And that's the same thing. We have to learn how to allow our fire of our soul to really go for it and relax and not stress in this new level of functioning, because it requires courage. It requires a nervous system and an endocrine system and clearly an immune system, a physical, mental, emotional complex that supports us instead of, taken away. So yes, yes, yes. Manifesting powers are awesomeness while broke are top notch. Joanne, I love you. Well, now start switching. So if you know how to manifest, but you're also broke, it means that you have a belief somewhere inside of you that you can manifest to help you, but that you're not so you're not available to just make money. Switch it. You have to recode to actually, I'm available to fucking make money and for money to be in my bank account. It feels really good for me to have money in my bank account while I also manifest the shit out of my life. So there's something in there that has to be cleared, because so it means your attraction powers are on, but somewhere in you, you don't believe that you're receiving in money, or maybe you're available for maybe you're available for being broke. I mean, if you're broke, you're available for being broke. I had to deal with this. Trust me, I know. But the sooner you look at it and you're like, fuck, I am available for that, and that is bullshit. And then you can clear it up. A lot of people just don't want to look at it. So then they never move out of it, right? Okay. Amazing showing up as the fire goddess that you are. I love that. Healthy by design. I love all of these comments. I'm so glad that I'm making you guys laugh. Yes. So much power. So much power. Vidula says, it's like when I got sober until my life fell apart, I wouldn't change. God tried to get my attention many times. Yes. Then literally just pulled the rug from under me. That's exactly what would happen. That's exactly what happens. It's like we don't pay attention because it's hard. I get it. It gets hard. This is the reason why we have to choose to do it consciously, right? It's like, let's fucking do this shit. Let's do it, right? And together in Sovereign Queen, I'm going to look at this stuff together with you. But at some point, you have to have accountability, which is the reason why when you're digging deep into your soul and you're deciding to change your life, shit's going to fucking come up. That's why not very many people do it, right? Because it's not easy. It's not easy. But we all want what's on the other side. So if you have accountability, if you have mentors and partners and a community to help you through these things, then you actually have to fucking get there. Because how many times do we just let ourselves out of agreements, right? And then we're out of integrity and then it doesn't fucking work. So I get you, but now the rug is pulled from under your feet. There's nowhere but up to go. You get to start over, right? So ask yourself, who do I get to be today? What kind of life do I want to create? Because when you got nothing, everything is possible, which is the reason why a lot of people end up telling the story where they lost everything. I mean, fuck, I was one of the stubborn ones. I was so fucking scared to come out of the spiritual closet and teach people the things that I knew. I had to lose a lot of fucking shit. Except for me, losing a lot of shit meant, I think I was $25,000 to $30,000 in debt. Divorce and no house, nothing. But I wasn't available for living like shit. So even though I was in that much debt, I manifested living in a mansion. So my thing, I was available to hold debt, but also live in a way that was supportive of where I wanted to go. I was reaching. I was fucking ready to climb that belief ladder to make it work, right? So it took me a year and something to pay off that debt, but I sure fucking did. And it feels good to be a match for wealth instead of debt, because I sure shit know what it feels like to be a match for debt and broke and, all of that. And it feels a lot better to be a match for having money in your bank account. You can imagine that. Start tapping into that. Start shifting. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be, right? Where do I want to live? How do I want to be? Who do I want to be dating? Ask yourself these questions, like, who do I want to be in this world? What do I want to be doing? Because then you end up actually doing those things, right? I had to keep reaching and reaching and reaching. Like, I want to be the person that has a beautiful retreat room in my house, which is, well, you're looking at my water bottle, but, right? Like, I want to be the kind of person that has, you know, an amazing space, that lives up on the mountain. And now I am. It took me years to get here, but I fucking did it, right? So like, you have to start deciding who you want to be, because if you don't start, you're never going to fucking get there. I know that it feels far out now, but it won't, right? It won't feel far out forever. Okay. I'm glad you guys are feeling, I love all of your comments. Yes, yes, yes. You guys have always felt that you were different. I know, because you're here. Because I don't just, I mean, clearly I'm not fucking like your average normal person, which means that you guys are not the average fucking normal people if you're here on my channel, because that's just not how it goes. It's just not how it goes. How do we tap into those hard to reach feelings? Bree, get a coach, because that's like uncharted territory, right? Like, those are the kind of things that I went through with my mentor, Gary. I wouldn't do them now the way that he teaches them, because it's not cosmic enough for me. It's very like self-development, right? So like, now I need to do it my way, which is integrating all the layers of myself with the understanding of self-development. So it wouldn't be enough, right? But you have to start somewhere, right? So like, get somebody that you resonate with to help you dig. Digging and understanding the things that are inside is very important, because otherwise you don't know what you don't know, right? So yeah, because we're doing things that we haven't done before. That's exactly right, sister. You nailed it. That's exactly right. Whew. Amazing. Yes, mirror work, very, very important. So when you don't have anything else to do and you don't know how to get yourself unstuck, okay, clear your defenses, sit in front of a mirror. Put a timer on for a fucking hour. See what happens. Just stare at yourself. Stare at yourself and focus. And then you'll see shit will start to happen. It's a little weird, but like, it's important also that you learn to manage yourself. Because sometimes like people that, for example, are O negative blood, people that are like empaths, like you can start to tap into multi-dimensional spaces, and like all sorts of crazy shit can happen in the mirror. So you have to learn how to manage yourself. Okay. Very, very important. Okay. Just now I'm starting to let go of that being broke availability and actually reaching for money. Yes, it is good to have money. Let's all decide that tonight on this call. We're going to make new earth with money, with resources, with amazing emotional wealth, with amazing health, with like availability for spiritual connection on max, right? Let's do this in a way that feels good, that feels supportive, that feels like this. Let's all make decisions, right, that are going to get us. Like, why do you have to sacrifice shit? The sacrifice that you have to do is that you actually have to look inside, right, to dig. And I'm not saying you specifically you. I'm saying in general, we actually have to like go into ourselves to be able to have the courage to look and dig. I'm seeing the questions about the blood. I am going to jump off, my loves, because we're going to have another lives about that. Those of you that are super into the blood, if you're not in the course Sovereign Queen, take a look at it, okay? A negative blood, you have a commitment from the stars that goes deep in the earth. That's what that means in this short time, I will tell you that. Can you muscle test yourself on your blood type? Yes and no. I mean, it depends on how accurate you are. Just get a home kit on Amazon. Literally, it's like $15, I think, or something like that. You don't have to send anything, so you can just do it at home. I would do it that way, because just in case. But yeah. So I just want to see if we can download this so I can put it also on YouTube and make it available for people, because I haven't uploaded things on YouTube for a minute. So I love you all. Sovereign Queen starts on Wednesday. Registration closes Tuesday night, tomorrow night. So if you feel like jumping in, if you're ready for this unearthing experience to deal with all the shit that has to go so that you can make room for light. And room for light means that you got rid of the baggage. So now you have light to hold higher timelines, to manifest higher realities, to be available for better reality, for all the things that you want to create. This is that course. It's like a galactic shamanic journey. We are going through all the past lives. We're doing the digging. I am going to help you dig. This is probably the course where I'm going to ask you the most amount of questions. There's like a list of things that we're going to dig into. And it's going to get deep. It's going to get raw. And we're going to fucking heal all of that together. I'm so excited. We're going to have so much room to grow. It goes until the 12/12 gateway. Okay. So we're going through all of that. Yes. Okay. Love you. Let me know if you have questions. Message me. I'm so excited for everybody that's registering and everybody that's already tried the cellular reprogramming meditation. It is amazing. I just want to keep staring at it. I have like not created something that magical ever like that. So amazing, amazing. Oh, you're my favorite. I love you all. So much love. It's Sonia G. Thank you for joining me on the Moon Babes Monday Night Live. Find me here every Monday at Moon Babes and the Light Tribe, and go to the website for all the things, www.moonbabetribe.com. I love you.